All right, it's time for some wisdom from the Word, and I have a pretty difficult question for you as parents. And that is, do you know what is going on in the life of your daughter? I'd like to address this a little more specifically because we could ask, of course, do you know what's going on in the life of your son? Equally valid question. And you can apply this either way, but I would like to focus on the father and the daughter. And the reason is because I'm looking at the example of Mordecai and Esther in the book of Esther. As you may know the story, Esther's parents died, and then she was adopted by her cousin Mordecai, who raised her as her own daughter. So he was the father figure in her life. Something really significant happened. When Esther was taken to the palace to be considered as queen and all of that, it says in Esther chapter 2, verse 11, and every day Mordecai walked in front of the court of the harem to learn how Esther was and what was happening to her. So he was very interested and diligent in finding out how was Esther and what was going on with her. And I would like to suggest that this is not something that he just started right when she moved away or something like that, or went to the palace, but that this was a regular part of his relationship with her, finding out what's going on. Let's go back to that question. Do I know what's going on in the life of my daughter? And I may think so, but then honestly, when I think of all the texts, all the video chats, all the hanging out, all the conversations that she has with other people, with other friends and boys, do I really know what's going on? And so it's a hard question. Last Monday, I just sent my second daughter, my fourth child, to college. So as you know, that's a bittersweet thing when you send off your child to college, and especially a daughter. But I've been texting her since then, keeping up with her. And fortunately, I can say, like Mordecai, that that was not a new development. I've not been checking in with Hannah, my daughter, just since she went off to college. I have been checking in with her all the time to find out, where's her heart? Where's her mind? How is she growing? What is she struggling with? What questions does she have? So here's the bottom line. It's pretty obvious, I hope. And that is, your relationship with your daughter is going to be based on your interest and time and availability to have conversations with her and to listen to her and to be an encouragement to her. So if we only keep our relationship on the parental level, only instructions, only corrections, only logistics, then we're not going to have their heart, and we're not going to be able to help them follow Jesus. We're not going to be able to disciple them in the same way. Another great verse here later in Esther chapter 2 says, Esther obeyed Mordecai just as when she was brought up by him. So here she is out of the house at the palace, starting this whole new journey. And it said that she was still listening to Mordecai, obeying Mordecai, or submitting to his counsel. Now that, again, I would like to suggest comes from a history of investment, a history of gaining her heart, gaining her trust. Because at this point, she wouldn't have to listen, but she's choosing to. So this is a great opportunity for us as parents, specifically as dads, because dads have such an important role in the lives of their kids. Dads have such an important role in the lives of their daughters. So consider, do you know what's going on in your daughter's life? And will you find out? Will you go with an open, humble heart and ask questions and listen and journey life with her so that you can fulfill your role of helping her know and love and follow Jesus?